Hey guys, and welcome to Prissy Missy Couch Session. I'm your host, Prissy. We have such an amazing topic today. Oh, sorry, y'all. I got like lipstick. But I'm really excited to have you guys here today. It's going to be another hot topic. My co-host is ready to sound off with me. We've been waiting to do this for a while. It's been in the making. So I can't wait to have you guys here. Oh, hello there, honey.
What's going on? What's going
Okay,
on?
I'm
How y'all
so
doing?
glad.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? A motherfucker in the building.
Okay.
He is here in the flesh.
In the flesh. Oh my God. So me and Seti used to work together. He was my
Yes.
coworker. But he was also the one that would tell me about myself. It was coming to work not looking cute.
Period.
Seti was
And
Period.
we've been ready for your energy because somebody just said yes to energy, okay? Because
Yes, boo. Tell
you
us
need-
yes, boo. But hold
you
on.
need friends.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I got to do two things real quick. Y'all don't get on here crazy in these goddamn comments because I will come for you just like you came for me. Period. Period.
When did I come for you?
No, I ain't talking about you, girl. I'm talking about the comments. Y'all don't,
the
because I
comments.
don't be coming crazy in the comments. Don't be coming crazy in the comments.
You know what? We can't promise that because people are gonna say what they gotta say, and they are gonna say how
That's
they
all right.
feel, and we're not mad at
That's
it.
all right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all right. Blocker, 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 blocker.
Oh, he's a blocker. There are some people's lives that I've been on, and they will block people while they're on the live. I'm like, how do you do that?
We're going to figure out today.
I'm not blocking. You said
We ain't.
that off today?
I'm not blocking nobody. I love all y'all. I love all y'all. My second thing.
Okay.
People that's watching. How my friend going to put her picture in the middle of the post this afternoon, and then put me in the bottom of my head all down here and shit. I'm like, then she gonna tag me. Like, I want to put that on my damn thing. Like, really, girl?
Okay, everybody's thing is at the bottom, but if you wanted me to switch you to the top, that's all you had to say when we were going through the draft of the flyers, honey.
That's all right. That's all right. But
okay.
we here. We here.
We're here, and we're gonna do that for next time when we have you as a guest, because I can already tell people are getting hot. They're enjoying it. I definitely want to start out the show by saying, just keep your prayers out for the people in Nigeria right now. As you guys know, with everything going on, you guys probably seen the NSARS hashtags, and it's just really brutal. Today they were literally shooting people live, and these people are out there protesting with no weapons, just protesting peacefully, and literally the Nigerian military is just killing their own people. And so we just want to keep them in our prayers. But I think it's also a reminder that no matter where we are, I think as Black people, it's a reminder that whether you're African or Black, African or African American, we are all fighting for justice at the end of the day. And one thing that I always get annoyed with is when I see Africans who live here trying to say, oh, I want to go back to Africa. And we can see already what's going on in Africa. So everybody's trying to fight for the same thing. And so we just need to be aware of that and be conscious of that we all have rights that we're trying to fight for, no matter where we are in this world. Everybody's fighting right now. So keep them in prayers, do your research, and,
come on. All Black Lives Matter. All Black Lives Matter around this world.
African American, the time is now, okay?
Period.
So do your work, do your research, and you know what? Hopefully they get that government out because they are not acting right, okay?
Period. So everybody, just because you're in the United States, people still got people that's in government that don't need to be there. So what y'all need to do? Y'all need to go vote. Go vote. Because our people in Africa, they can't do it. Look what they're going through.
Exactly.
Just saying, go vote.
So, go vote. We have a topic on that next week. I'm really excited about that, actually. So I can't wait. But today's topic is interesting because we have Eddie Winslow, who was once married to a, should I say cisgendered? Do you want me to use cisgendered woman?
Girl, you can use whatever, honey. We can use whatever.
Woman. So she's a woman who is a born woman. He married a woman who identifies as a woman. He had a child with her. And
Period.
now he's coming out saying that he loves
yes, he does.
And apparently right now he is dating Sydney Star, who was on Love and Hip Hop. I ain't gonna say much about Sydney Star, but a mess.
Well, she was
What do you have
boring.
to say about this
I
whole
mean,
situation with
I
him
feel
like getting married and having a kid, and now he's like, yo, by the way, I like transgender women. Like, this is how I want to live my life. This is who I am
I feel
as someone
I
in the
feel
LGBTQ community.
I feel that first and foremost, Eddie Winslow, sir, there's nothing wrong with him loving a transgender woman. But let's
Mm-hmm.
back up because I did my Google research.
Okay,
He been
really?
married. He's been married 3 times. So at some
Three
point,
times.
you have to look at it ain't them, it's you. So if you
Mm-hmm.
secretly or want to be a part of the LGBTQ community, just come on out the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Come out that closet, that same
Mm-hmm.
closet when y'all put Judy and y'all sent her upstairs in that episode and she ain't never come back. You need to do the same thing, but you just need to come downstairs and say, "Hey, I'm a part of the community. I like the girls," and it's okay.
Right.
Ain't
Right.
nobody gonna judge you that you like the girls. My thing is just be true to who you are. And if you
Right.
like Sydney Star, that's fine. But don't sit there and say, quote unquote, I'm dating her, but you use them for a clickbait. Don't do that.
Right.
Because your
Right.
career has been, you a F-list, F-list actor. Ain't nobody checking for you. The last movie I
That's all
seen him
right.
in was in Kingdom Come. That was it.
The last one was
Everything he
Family
goes straight to
Vacation.
Crackle.
So
Straight to Crackle. If y'all don't know what Crackle is, Google
I
it.
don't.
It's an app,
I,
girl. Don't nobody use it.
it gives
Straight
us
to
the
Crackle.
answers that we need. It gives us the answers that we need right there. It gives us the answers. For me, I feel like, so I was doing my research too, right? Because we see
Mm-hmm.
this a lot. A lot of men who are down low because of society, and they end up marrying women, having kids, but they're still, doing whatever they're doing on the side. I even knew
True.
somebody that I worked with, and he would be with married corporate men, y'all, that would go home to their wives, and he had set times with these married corporate men. And he said, I asked him one day, I said, don't you feel bad for, sleeping with these men? And he said, no, because at the end of the day, he's living in his truth. Okay. So whatever those men are doing behind closed doors on their wives, that has nothing to do with him. But I also feel like we don't talk enough about the women and how this does affect the women, right? When I was doing my
Mm-hmm.
research, it's like now we live in a time where gay people are celebrated more, right? We're celebrating them more than we have in the past. And so usually when somebody comes out, a man who's been down low for 20 years finally comes out, he's like, look, I've been gay this whole time. The automatic response is to celebrate this man, like, oh my God, you're so brave. But we forget that these women, how do they feel? You know what I'm saying? How do they feel thinking that they were with a man who loved them for who they were, but the whole time he was closeted and he was thinking about men? What you gotta say about that? Because we had this conversation at work, and you got mad at me one day.
I sure did, and I'm about to
You
get you together. I'm about to
you
rapture
you
you
did
all
get
in.
me, and I thought about it. I had to think about it one day, but I still stuck with what I said. I still stuck with what I said. But I feel like we forget about these women and how they feel after. And I did a lot of research. Some of these women end up killing themselves. A lot of these women get these questions such as like, "You were naive. Like, how could you not tell?" And it's like, well, clearly they couldn't tell. I feel like not all women can tell. I feel like some women do question it over time, but I feel like some women, if you've been married to someone for 20 years, you probably didn't realize they were gay. So is that their fault? Say what you gotta say, because you give me the eye like I'm saying something wrong, and I know I'm
You ain't
not
saying
saying
nothing
nothing wrong.
wrong. You ain't saying nothing wrong. You ain't saying
How do you
nothing
guys
wrong.
feel about that? How do you guys
I
feel about that?
I look at it as it's a twofold. Most when I'm can I cuss on here? Can I cuss?
You can cuss, honey.
Okay.
I'll cuss
All
on
right.
here, honey.
The issue lies in when we first starting dating. If a nigga come to you and say, "P, girl, you bad as fuck. Man,
Mhm.
you a beautiful black woman. Your hair
Mhm.
snatched, your titties up, face beat,
Mhm.
all that. I like you. Let's go out to eat or whatever. Y'all vibing.
Mhm.
That third date, he tell you, hey, I date guys. So I
Mhm.
consider myself, I identify as bisexual. Yeah, because I asked you this. I said, would you
You
fuck with a
did,
nigga that's
yeah,
bisexual? You like, nah,
yeah,
I can't do that.
yeah.
I
I
can't
did,
do
I
that.
did.
I can't do
I
that. Nah,
did.
I don't want that. I don't want that. But then you go date a nigga that you think he's straight as fuck. Like he ain't. You like, yo, he want me. He want all this meow meow and all that. But
Mhm.
he out there digging and all somebody Hershey kiss, got all snickerdoodles on his penis, and he come back to you. He come back. He come
Snickerdoodle.
back to you, girl, and beating your back in, and you none the wiser. I feel like if men be upfront with y'all, y'all feel some type of way. But then when they do it behind your back, yeah, why you over here fucking with these niggas and all that, all that woo wop the boom shit. But then when a nigga be upfront with you, y'all can't handle it.
But then I feel like then you should be with someone that can handle it, right? I was honest with you, right? Because that's one thing I like about a relationship. We can be honest with each other. And I was honest with you. You know, I could have sat there and lied and been like, oh my gosh, because Cedric said he's part of like the LGBT community, let me say something that sounds good to him, right? But I was honest with you and I said, no, that's something I personally just cannot do, because I just feel like, I don't want to say, you know, we have the tendency to say if a man is bisexual, he's automatically gay, right? And I know that's not right to say. It's not right to say, because I was doing my research too. There's actually something called bisexual erasure, which is really, they were trying to erase the fact that people can be bisexual. And it was also in something called the Kinsey Report. I'll talk about that later as well. But that's automatically what I'm thinking, is that you probably may like men more than you like me, and why am I competing with?
But you don't know that. But you don't. But you can. But that's the. But
it's like in my mind, I don't want to be. I don't want to compete. I don't want to.
But you compete with the next bitch down the street. You connect with your neighbor next to. Hell, a lot of these niggas out here will want to fuck your mama. You be competing with your mama.
But okay, but if he was competing with a dude, the dude might try to come find me and be like, "Bitch, you got my man." I'll be like, "Bitch, you got my man."
But let me drop some knowledge on you about the LGBTQ automatopoeia. MichaelInTheMiddle.com #gay folks.
Okay, tell me.
We ain't finna be fighting no girl over no nigga. Do you know how many niggas is out here?
Rolling Ray. Now you know he would fight me.
Girl, all you gotta do is unplug his chair. Girl, unplug. He ain't going nowhere, honey. Where he going?
Did you see him on Catfish? Did you see him on Catfish?
Did you see him on Divorce Court? Did you see him on Divorce Court, girl? I was
that shit is not dying anytime soon, and he will fight your ass.
Girl, what he gonna do, girl? All you have to do is go up 2 flights of stairs, girl. You is good. Rolling Ray ain't rolling nowhere.
But Rolling got him out.
Girl, you gonna get offended because the nigga talking shit to you?
He don't start crying with me. What I'm trying to say is there are some dudes that will fight me for my man if that was the case.
But why would you? But the thing about it is, it's not about fighting over nobody. If you find out that nigga out here, he fucking the trans girls or he fucking men, what you fighting them for? Your argument is with that nigga because he went up front with you. Now, if he communicated with you about how he felt, then you have all right to make that decision. I feel that we don't communicate. And this right here, we assume, we just say go to church and pray about it. We just go pray, girl. Go pray. He a good man. But if you ain't happy, because there are a lot of men out here that will marry you, pump you full of kids, and then have a whole OnlyFans page where they get all kind of dinglings rammed all up in there, fists and everything, girl. So I feel like you have to be wise on twofolds. You got to listen to that inner you got to tell you something ain't right with this. Something ain't right.
You know, it's funny because I was reading the story on this lady and she ended up getting married to this man, okay? And, you know, she said the marriage was cool, everything was great, but then there was something in her, like she just didn't want to have kids with him, right? But he kept pressing her for children, kept pressing her for kids. And then eventually they ended up having 2 children, right? And after the 2 children, he comes to her and says, and at that time, I believe she said she was 22. He comes to her and tells her, you know what, you need to move back home because I think that I need to figure out myself. I don't know if I like women, I like men, or I just might be gay. And she said at that moment, she has 2 kids. I think they were 2 under one of those 2 under 2 situations. 2 kids, had to leave her job because this man told her to leave and go back home because he didn't want to have to deal with her or the kids. And she just lost everything. She lost her friends. She lost everything. Come to find out, she said she sees him a month later with another man. So this man knew already that he was going to be with, he already knew he was going to be with men, but he just wanted to break up with the situation easier. He just wanted children. That's basically what he used her for that lifestyle until I feel like he became comfortable. And she said she had to deal with the fact that she every day did not end up having to kill herself. She did not know if she was going to leave her kids. She was depressed. She had no friends. She had nothing. Okay, but this man is on vacation on a yacht with another man, canoodling and doing whatever the hell he's doing, living his best life. and she's forgotten in the dark.
Well, I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair, but go ahead. I'm sorry, girl.
I feel like these down low men want to have it both ways, and that's the problem. They don't want to communicate that. If you communicate that, just like I communicated to you, that no, I would not feel comfortable, openly comfortable, dating a man who came to me and said that, hey, he was openly bisexual. We're having that conversation because I'm able to effectively tell you that, I don't think I would be comfortable with this, right? But then if you're secretly living this life and I don't know, and then, I feel like you betrayed me, because who are you really at the end of the day? We have this whole family. I'm thinking that, when he's putting it down, he only thinks, I don't know what you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Who are you?
I mean, sis.
Sis what?
But that can go, but see, I feel like it goes, this conversation could go a little left, because I feel like sometimes people get lost in a relationship. You'll never get lost or forget who you are in a relationship. Regardless if that nigga leaves you for another man or he leaves you for another woman, you can't lose yourself in that relationship. If you do not want to have a baby with that person, why'd you even go down that road with them? Like, I feel like, again, the biggest issue with any relationship is communication. My baby tell me all the time, you got to talk to me. If you don't tell me what's going on, how are we gonna know how to fix these issues? If you're not talking to your partner, or you're not effectively dating, come on, ladies, men in the comments and that's in here, people don't effectively date, because if you're a girl and you date multiple people, they call you a hoe. In the gay LGBT automatopoeia community, you date multiple people, everybody assume that you fucking them.
Yes.
And that's not even the case. So I feel like you settle for something and then you get stuck in something, and then now you're in a quote unquote Jada entanglement with somebody. Now you over here with somebody and you really truly don't want to be with them, but you gotta save face for society. But getting back to Eddie Winslow ass, you've been married 3 times. So it sounded like to me there was something within you that you searching for. So if you like the girls with the extra sauce, that's fine. Ain't no wrong with that. If you like the girls with the extra sauce. However, I don't know if he told, because he's technically legally still married right now. I don't know if his current wife knows. So I don't know if she knows.
So she does know. So she actually had put up a post after the whole Sydney Star thing came out, and she was like, the post didn't really have to do. It kind of was attacking him, but it was attacking his fatherhood. So I felt like it wasn't fair. And she was like, do people ever think about how this would make their kids feel? And I feel like that's not really affecting him as a father. It's more so like, how is he talking to his daughter about this? But like, if he wants to openly date transgendered women, that is completely fine, as long as he's communicating that with his child and his wife, And I feel like he kind of left his wife in the dark, and now she kind of just has to deal with this and watch him kind of do his own thing with Sydney Star. Like, we haven't seen him on nothing, so he don't care about how anything goes. He's just doing it whatever the hell he wants to do. Darius McCray was openly dating Riley Knox before he even started dating Sydney Star, and this was long before Sydney and while he was separated from his wife. Okay,
see, so I mean who said that? See, JJ, the original.
JJ coming with the T. JJ coming with
drop
the
these
T,
T's,
y'all.
but
Okay,
JJ, I feel that she already knew that he liked the trans girl. I feel like she already knew. I feel like she already knew that he liked the girls with the extra sauce. A little bit. The baby said, "I want something with some bop in it." He might want something with a little in it, a little.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when you came for me when we was having this conversation. You said, "Well, maybe some of your mans have been bisexual," and I was like, "Damn."
Period.
I was like, "Damn."
Period.
You know when somebody asks you, you like, "Shit, let me think about it." I was like, "No, they haven't." I was like, "How could you say that?"
I mean, I'm just saying, if you really truly get on these gay apps and all these gay sites and shit, you see niggas on there, you be like, they put on there openly, they married, or they got a partner, or they got a girl. Right. They just want somebody to suck their dick, or some of them want a nigga to fuck them in their own ass. Hello, somebody. So you don't know. I just feel that people, it's quote unquote, people are ashamed of who they are.
Right. Exactly.
1. Number 2, they worry about what other motherfuckers got to say. Or 3, they had some hidden trauma that happened to them as a child, that now they feel like I have to live in a bubble or live a lifestyle that make other people happy, but you're not living and making yourself happy.
Exactly.
Because a lot of women don't respect the trans girl because they always feel that, oh, they're still a boy. They're still a boy. Or if they're a trans man, oh, that's still a girl. That's still a girl. That's not your story to understand their mindset.
Right.
Your thing is, if you have questions, ask them in a respectable manner. If you don't know nobody that's trans, you got Google. Find out what's going on.
That's right.
Educate yourself before you sit there and judge somebody else. Because that ain't for me to understand. That's not. I ain't got no heaven, no hell to put nobody in. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna show you. Pete, I love you, girl. I'm gonna respect you, girl. You came up in there with your wig bopped one day. I said, girl, push that back. Straighten up. She look crooked. If you would have said, fuck you, nigga, you don't know nothing about that little gay ass nigga, I would have said, girl, that's you. And I wouldn't have said nothing else.
And you still would have said, damn, that wig fucked up. So.
No, I would have said, in my head, I'm like, that dumb ass bitch, she over here with her wig sitting way over here. But that's fine. And that's why I went on by my life. I feel that, and JJ said it himself, he was dating the girls with the sauce.
Somebody said, and they fear opening up because a lot of Black folks are homophobic. And that is very true.
That is true.
That is very true. That is very true. Somebody said, I agree with that. When I was on the app before, I ran into a man who was very clear about who he was, and I respected that. And I could respect, and that's the thing. For me, I would rather people live in their truth. And I know it's not easy because, right, you're living a truth where you have to know that you're gonna get backlash, right? And so until you can truly be comfortable in your own skin, there's no way you're gonna truly come out. And I don't feel like it's I've known friends who I knew that they were gay, right? But I knew that it was not my story to go and out them, right? I knew it was not my time. I was always when it's your time, they will come to me, and they did. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to respect it, whether you know or you think. You still have to respect that individual's story when it comes to who they are. Because hey, maybe I think you're gay, but you're look, I think that I might be trans, and then I'm out here telling a story that doesn't even match the story that you're trying to tell. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's also something that we also have to be very careful about, and something that we have to be cautious about when we're doing that. It's up to us to decide whether we swipe left or right, but yes, to living in your truth. And the problem is the fact that people respect but aren't truly open to these people. And that's the thing for me. Here's what I think, and I want to hear what you think about this. There's always going to be people that disagree with you, right? So here's the thing for me. I feel look, if you don't agree with the LGBT community, that is fine, right? If you don't agree. But I feel the number one thing is to respect. I feel at the end of the day, everyone deserves respect. What do you think about that?
So I can my whole, coming in my truth moment, I told my moms what it was. She was like, oh, baby, I already knew. I may not agree with it, but you still my son at the end of the day. And I'm going to always love and respect you. Okay. And on the flip side, a lot of my friends, when they came out, they were like, oh, you know what? My family threw me out. They felt some type of way. They hated me. They shunned me. And they turned to that life of the quote unquote rejection side. And they had to find and develop their own gay family, which is nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with having a gay family and an actual biological family. I just feel that don't disrespect somebody because you don't understand. Person, I follow now so many trans women just because off of watching T.S. Madison and hearing her story and knowing who she is. And then when you sit back, you like, oh, she making great sense on what she is saying. Making great sense. Hope Giselle, I follow her as well. And they talk about the rights and love and respecting the people of trans in our trans community. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize, a lot of Black trans women are getting killed out here every day. And people in society look at them as the lowest of the low. And no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Even in the gay community, we look down on our trans brothers and sisters because I feel like, and it's not the case. We're supposed to be all under this same umbrella because the biggest gag is, if it weren't for a Black trans woman, we wouldn't have an LGBTQ movement. But see, nobody want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that.
And I didn't even know about that. So one day I was sick. It's funny that you're talking about Marsha, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the Stonewall movement. It
Mm-hmm.
was crazy because I had just listened to a podcast. It's actually a crime podcast, but they always ensure to educate their listeners on, you know, topics in the LGBT community, the Black Lives Matter, and just Black people in general, and just places where they have privilege. They are Caucasian, and they make that clear every single day that this is one of the things that they have to do because they are privileged, and they make that very clear. So I had, Silva Rivera. So that's actually how I learned about the Stonewall movement. I had no idea about it. These are things that is never taught to you, and you have to go out and do your research, right? This is where we say privilege, right? Because I have privilege over you because I'm not in that community. So if I see someone doing wrong or I feel like someone's not educated, that's where I come in and I have to educate them. And so I felt real powerful learning about that, and I didn't even know that. But that's, you know, it's sad that even within the community that you guys do judge each other, because I've heard that even you guys judge people who label themselves as bisexual. I've heard that as well too. You know, because some people feel like you can either be one or the other, not both, you know. So we're getting a lot of comments in here.
Oh, come on, comments.
People said, I have a lot to learn. And they said, you are right. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't swipe on him because I wasn't open to it. We got JJ. We all have to acknowledge our internal bias as a start because that's the problem in thinking of all the transgender women that were bashed during the whole Black Lives Movement and hardly no coverage. They agreed with him. They said, absolutely, it's like a pecking order. Marsha P. Johnson, Silva Rivera, Stonewall Movement, come about it. They were tired of the bullshit. They were getting, if you don't know about the Stonewall Movement, right, it was essentially like a club, right? It was, they would go to a club, but they have to be very careful about who they were, right? They couldn't truly be open, and because they would beat their asses, it was kind of run by the mob. And then one day, they were like, F this shit, and they turned that shit upside down. And Marsha and Sylvia were one of the people who led this movement, right? And so it's a really big part of the LGBT community. It's a really big part that you guys should all learn about. Okay, if you don't know about it, go and read about it, okay? Because it's big. And they said they don't teach us in school. I didn't learn about Stonewall until I moved to New York. That's crazy. That is so crazy.
I mean, it's to me. I don't even feel like it's crazy no more because they ain't even talking about Black history in school. They're not even talking about
Black history,
Hispanic history in schools or even our Native Americans no more. Exactly. That ain't get talked about no more.
They talk about whatever they want to let us know about.
That's it.
Okay, so we all got to do our own thing. And you know, it's crazy to me because it's a lot of your rappers, a lot of your athletes are out here sleeping with these transgendered women. Okay,
talk about it.
But when it's time to protect them, everybody want to be quiet. Just in general, when it's time to protect women, when it's time to protect Black women, everybody wants to be quiet. But it's all good when, you know, Megan Thee Stallion is shaking her ass. It's all good, you know, when there comes out a new fashion line. It's all good, you know, when things are, you know, in a happy set. But when it's time to protect women in general, everybody seems to go quiet. We just saw that in LA, those 3 transgendered women who were beaten. They found those the people who had attacked them, and LA DA's office said that they could not charge them even though the evidence was there. The witnesses who were there, they said they would not charge them. So it just goes to show that, like, who is really protecting these women? Who is protecting women in general? You know what I'm saying? And that's probably part of the reason why people cannot be open with themselves. It's so hard for people to really live in their truth. You know, as much as we want to say we are living in modern times, you know, be who you are, it's not really be who you are. You still have to be who you are and still be careful. You know
I think people are more so scared in a sense to live their truth because they don't know how other people are going to judge them. I think my mom taught me the biggest lesson. She said, if you don't love who you are first, can't nobody else love you.
That's true. Amen. You are reflection. You
can't
are
nobody else.
How people are going to react.
Can't nobody love you.
Amen.
So we want to sit here and throw shade to these trans women. Look, I love and respect you. Because for you to be bold enough to stand in your truth and walk out here every day and who you are, knowing 98% of people that you're going to come in contact with are going to hate your ass. Exactly. And you still got a smile on your motherfucking face. You a bad bitch in my opinion. That's why I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You a bad bitch.
You probably going to stomp on my feet. And you a bad bitch. Stomp on these feet, girl. Stomp on it. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
there's when you. I remember we talked about this last night, and you were saying how you were going to come for cisgendered women. Cisgender means women who were born women and they still identify as women because they feel insecure when it comes to trans women. Like, how can men choose a trans woman over me? And that is a thing that we see. I think that was even like a Twitter trend at one point.
Mm-hmm.
They were going back and forth on this whole thing where cisgender women feel privileged.
They do.
And they feel like they're better than trans women.
They do.
I personally have never felt that way. I don't feel less than being next to a trans woman, and I've never had them. I personally can say that I've never had the mindset where I've walked in and been like, oh, damn, who does she think she is? You know what I'm saying? But you know, you said you was gonna pull cisgender women.
Yeah, because let me tell y'all something, cisgender women. You know, I love y'all and I respect y'all, but just because your only defense is, but I can have a baby or I have a period. But that don't make you no woman because you have a period and you can pump out a baby. You don't. I feel like cis women don't understand when you are born into in your mind. You feel like I am in the wrong body. Mm-hmm. This is not me. This is not me. It's just like the example. Not trying to be funny, but it's just like, girl, when y'all wear the wrong size bra, the first thing y'all do when y'all get home is snatch that bra off. You're like, oh my God, why did I buy this C cup? And I know I'm a D cup. It's just like our transgender sisters. They be like, I grew up like this, and this is not who I am. So when I come out and I'm who I am and I'm living my truth, I'm a bad motherfucking bitch. Why y'all hating on me? Because y'all feel like I'm going to take your man. Anybody can take your man. A man can take your man. I can take your man. She can take your man. So why is y'all worried about that?
I didn't even think about when we had that conversation about, you know, you were like, hey, would you date a bisexual? I didn't even think about it in the mindset of like, yeah, you right. I didn't even think about like, yeah, another woman could take my man. Like, I never thought about it because you were like, well, another woman could take your man, right? So what's the difference between a man taking your man? You know what I'm saying? And I just really never put that together. And I was like, damn, that is kind of true. That is true, actually. Somebody said people just got to mind their business. And that is damn right. If people just
that is true.
Business, and I think that one of the important things that we need to talk about is, you know, because people always want to bring God into this, right? And I was talking to somebody yesterday. It's so funny because they didn't know what this topic was today, but they actually ended up asking me about, do I believe that all sins are the same? And I was like, you know, in my mind, like if you kill someone versus like cheating on someone, obviously in my mind, killing someone is worse, right? But then there's people who believe that gay people are the worse than somebody killing someone. And they actually told me that, like, yeah, that's actually true. They were like, no, gay people is the worst sin than killing someone. And honestly, I was disappointed. We never got to it because they had to go. But there are people that believe that, and it's so sad that you believe
I need another drink.
You believe that a life being taken, honey, is worse than somebody just living in the truth, loving whoever they want to love. At the end of the day, God is going to judge us all, right? We are living in sin every single day, baby. I'm living in sin every day, and I talk about Jesus. But one thing I know about me, Jesus loves me, okay? Because I stay blessed. Okay.
I need a bartender in the house because I need another drink. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this church.
Let's talk about it.
See, the church gets on my nerves when y'all sit there and say, "Oh, y'all sissies and faggots and all that shit. Y'all going to hell." But y'all ain't turning around and looking at that pulpit that y'all sitting in because a few of y'all up here was just getting digged down before y'all came into church in the first place.
So what? What's probably digging down the pastor? Let's get into it.
Gang.
Okay, maybe the choir director.
Perfect. The organist. You up here. Dun 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 dun. And you up here on the grinder and the jacks. Waiting to try and get your hooked up on soon after church. So don't sit there and tell me that the church likes to pervert. This is the SAT word, perversion, and not in the word that you think it is. Pervert gay people as far as using their gifts and their talent to get the people happy, to get them some money in their pocket. But when the scandal come out, oh, we gotta go ahead and kick you out because ain't nobody talking about Eddie Long. Eddie Long was out here talking about watch this as he messing with these little kids. Watch this.
What? Say that again. Say it again. Did they hear you? Did they hear you? Did they hear you? Though. Say that again.
I'm just saying. He was out here sending pictures out, but see, didn't nobody. Everybody's like, oh, they lying. But then all of a sudden, he gone. I'm not saying I don't know what he died from. Don't know what he died from.
God knows.
But you out here playing with the boys. You out here playing with the boys. But then, you tell everybody going to hell. And then, what's that other black lady name that sang? What is her name, Lord Jesus?
Which one?
Oh, I can't think of her name, and it's going to come to me later. But I don't like her either. She a gospel singer. I do not like her either.
And she probably doing some things herself. She is probably doing something. We know.
Looking like a whole dark-skinned Roseanne Barr. Get into it.
Somebody give me my water. Somebody give me my water.
Get into
cold
it.
And chilled, okay? Cold and chilled, okay?
Get into
Somebody
it.
said, yes, honey, let them know. And God is love. Everything under the sun is the 10 Commandments.
Yes, thank you, JJ. Kim Burrell. Yes. Hey, she up here talking about, I can't hit these notes and all these gays going to hell. I ain't never seen nobody that ain't got no man and probably had no dick since 1963 worry about the gays. Last time I checked, God always spread.
That's the thing. People are worried about the wrong
people. Love people.
People are literally coming home from Sunday church, not taking care of their home. You know, but you going to church talking about abortion is wrong, you pro-life. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you, okay? And let God handle that. Let God handle that. And actually let him handle you while he at it, okay? Okay? Because once you
just love people. Just love. That's all you gotta do. Just in love.
It's all about love.
And if you don't agree with something, just don't agree with it.
Exactly. I don't think you need to be forced to agree with it. I think that's one thing also. I don't know. I want to hear what you say, but I feel like people feel like they have to be forced to like the LGBTQ community. Do you feel that? Or it's like they'll get their endorsements taken away, like they'll lose their job. Like I feel like we've seen that a lot where people they're not in support of the LGBT community. It's like you need to be fearful of like losing things. You know, I don't know. We see that though. That's
a hard conversation because as a business, I want your coin. I might prime example, Chick-fil-A. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. They don't like the gays. Period.
They don't.
They have made it known they do not like the gays.
And they have not changed their stance.
Period. They are so they're like the Father, the Son, Holy Ghost, Chick-fil-A. You know, in that order.
They still closed, and
period.
Only you can be the number one.
And the line is still wrapped around the building. I don't know, girl. They don't want the girls. However, and I know I'll probably get my DMs are probably gonna be a mess from people that watch this thing like, how I can't get to that, get part of the community. I still go to Chick-fil-A. I want my number one with no pickles. And my Arnold Palmer, because the food is good. Customer service is everything.
It is. You know what?
I don't care how I'm not looking at you on what you stand for. They was like, well, you put money in their pocket, you put the money. But side note, boo-boo, some of these Chick-fil-A's are putting in the black community where black people are working. These black people need my black dollar to go ahead and pay their bills. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them this money and support them. I don't give a damn what these owners look like, because let's be clear, all these labels that people are wearing, I bet you a lot of them don't like niggas either, but they know that nigga dollar get me where I need to be. So I ain't gonna say shit.
Exactly. And
but in their mind, they don't like us.
They supporting you. The gays are supporting you. Your community is supporting you. You are not alone. And you know what?
How you doing?
I know some people, they have told me, they have said, look, I'm gay, but I love me some Chick-fil-A, and I will continue to support it. So I don't think, the chicken is just that good, y'all.
Period.
It is what it is. We can lie to ourselves. I know people, I remember when the Black Lives Matter movement was happening, you know, people were like, oh, they're going to cancel Chick-fil-A again. I was like, ain't nobody canceling no damn Chick-fil-A. And they know it too, okay? They know it. They moved the money around where they needed to for a little bit, but they know where their power stands. So I don't know what they got. They got crack in that chicken, but that chicken is good, okay? They said, "Come, Wendy, how you doing?"
You know, she's how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
You know, for real good. We had another topic that we wanted to talk about too.
Oh shit!
What was you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna keep talking about my LGBTQ plus automatopoeias #hashtag.net. I love my people. I respect my people. We are. At the end of the day, we can have so much pride. I can talk about Chicago. I can't talk about no other city. I can talk about Chicago pride. Y'all come out here and have your dinglings and your ass all out, having glory holes and fucking and sucking and all that on the Montrose Beach. But we need to come together and stand for things that are right. Period.
Amen.
And the things that are
Period.
wrong. If you know that there's a trans woman out here getting killed, it doesn't matter if she's black, white, Asian, Latino. It doesn't matter. The innocent trans person lost their life.
Right.
Let's go ahead and make sure that we go and stand up and make some noise about this. Period.
Amen. Say it.
Period. And if Eddie Winslow, love him if he love him some trans girls, thank you, sir. Thank you for loving the trans girls.
And love them openly. Don't be out here trying to get, whatever, trying to get down in the dark. Okay? Because we know some athletes who still won't admit, but they are down in the dark. We know who they are. And
touchdown.
They want to love in the dark, but when it's time to do what you need to do, you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So love yourself, okay? And just come out, stop playing yourself. Because shoot, how many times are you gonna see these screenshots coming out?
Girl, I'm so tired of seeing the screenshots. I'm like, to me, ain't nothing. It ain't surprising me. I ain't surprised.
Oh, it's not surprising me either, because I learned about this in college. Honey, we had watched a movie on the men's, and I was like, damn, these men in the hood really are sleeping with trans women all the time.
It'll be them hard ass, dope ass, killing ass niggas.
They are doing that. So
they love the girls. They love the girls, and they love the boys. And they love the boys.
Like Steady said, you might need to check your man because your man might be getting there both ways. Okay. Period. So check your man.
He got Hershey kisses. He got Hershey kisses in the front. And then he got Reese's Peanut Butter coming from the back, girl. It don't even matter.
First of all, if you come home with Reese's Pieces, baby, you need to shower. Baby, you're not taking good enough showers for me.
Well, a lot of these niggas don't know how, proper preparation. They don't know proper preparation when they gonna get something stuck up in the booty hole. So a lot of these folks,
Tell us.
That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, girl.
Ooh, y'all are nasty out here. Let me know.
Some of these niggas out here digging in somebody looking for the buried treasure, girl.
They need to start getting vedettes out here because this is not it, baby.
Period.
Baby, do you want to talk about BIC?
Black. We can talk about her. We can talk about her real quick. We can talk about her.
Me and you were going in last night, and this has been a hot topic in Chicago. Chicago's in shambles, okay?
We sure are.
Our people are acting up, and you guys know I cover reality TV. I do not cover Black and Crew because, well, one, I live in Chicago, and they're not about to come for me. And
okay, but you want to talk about on this platform and get my head chopped off.
Look, if I'm gonna get my head chopped off today, it's gonna be both of us, okay? Okay.
Period.
So, they said digging in the Underground Railroad, child.
Okay. Choo.
Y'all are nasty out here.
Spoiler alert. They just like them niggas off of Lovecraft Country, girl. So just you up in the alley getting your dick sucked, girl. You up here fucking and sucking behind the doors, and you want everybody out before 6 a.m., girl.
Y'all are nasty.
Let's call it like I see it.
I'm gonna just read you guys some facts that I found out real quick.
Oh shit.
Because our show's go in real quick. So I did some research. We only got like 1 minute and 50 seconds. But the Kinsey Report is a report that was done in 1948. It was a book that came out around the time when, homosexuality was not something that was popular. And there was a lot of backlash. But in it, I don't know why, but he only interviewed white men and white women. So there's nothing on Black males or Black women. But the Kinsey Report basically goes on a scale from 0 to 6. And basically the scale is to say that at any given moment, you could end up being, you can be fluid when it comes to your sexuality per se.
Absolutely.
So I could be straight today, and then tomorrow I could say, hey, I feel like maybe I'm bisexual or I'm a lesbian. So that was the point of it. And 11.6% of white males aged 20 to 35 were given a rating of 3 for this period of their lives. It also reported that 10% of American males surveyed were more or less exclusively homosexual for at least 3 years between the ages of 16 and 55. And for women, 7% of single females aged 20 to 35 and 4% of previously married females 20 to 35 were given a rating of 3 for this period of their lives. And then 20 to 35 were given a rating of 5, which means that they felt that they were homosexual. And then 1 to 3% of unmarried females aged 20 to 35 were rated as a 6, which they also meant that at that period of their lives after they were married, they were they identified as gay. Some whether they were lesbian or bisexual. And at that time, they didn't even really acknowledge bisexuality. So we got 15 seconds left, Steady. So what you want to say?
Thank y'all for having me on. I had a great time. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. Hopefully I can come back. Hopefully I wasn't boring.